Hi everyone and welcome to your whole bag of tricks. Today I am going to show you how I made my child memorize 6 sentences for a 1-minute speech at school in less than 30 minutes. It is not possible to get the perfect pronunciation fluency in 30 minutes, but I can make her memorize it, and within the course of the next 2 or 3 days I will get her to recite it without any gaps or stammers. Now let's see the memorizing part.
Onam is the festival of Kerala. It is celebrate.
The trick here is to create a reinforcer. The reinforcer you use should be in line with what you want the child to do. Now I want my child to recite something, so I made her to write a few lines of her favorite rhymes down by the way. If I want her to draw something, I will make her to draw something that she likes. And tiger dance. We eat sadhya on a banana leaf. We eat food. First, read the lines 5 or 6 times. You can make the child say it word after word after you say it. Sometimes I make my child to write it as I read it to her. Onam is the festival of Kerala.
Onam is the festival of Kerala.
The first method of memorizing is immediate recall. Say a sentence 4 or 5 times and make the child recollect it immediately. If the sentence is very long, make it into 2 parts. The child will get a lot of things wrong in the first try. Patiently correct the child. The concept is that the child can immediately recollect the words without even actively memorizing it, like how we memorize an OTP for a bank transfer. Once a child is able to say it loud from the working memory, it will be easier for the child to memorize it. Another method is finger block.
Celebrated in the month of.
After reading the lines 4 or 5 times, block the words one after the other so that the child says it out loud. The child will more likely read the word before you could block it with your finger and recite it. This is another way of stimulating the working memory to memorize the lines. Follow this with the immediate recollect method. Say it again. The finger peek method works perfectly if your child is anything like my daughter. Act as if you are hiding the lines from the child, but leave enough space between your fingers so that the child can take a peek and say it out loud. Now close the fingers properly and ask the child to repeat it. I don't know the science behind it, but this method works like a charm every time.
In the month of Chingam.
If your child finds it hard to memorize some words, you can omit it or replace it from the script. If not, you can always use some form of finger gesture to remind the words. After every new line the child learns, make the child to recite it from the top.
We celebrate boat race and tiger.
The child is more likely to forget the first line by the time you get to the third line, but repeat it again and again and she will get it right. If the child finds it hard or if the child stops cooperating, you can move to the reinforcer. Make the child recite the rhymes again or read it out, and again you can come back to the task in hand. Within 20 minutes, a rough draft of the speech is ready.
Bringing